Okay, while we're waiting for the rain to pass, we're going to get stuck into our stone guard for the back of the Pajero. So just to give you an idea what we're going to use, so I've got a U-bolt which will go over the hitch receiver itself, some multi-purpose screws which are 20mm. We're going to screw into this rather than bolt. We'll see how that goes. If it doesn't seem to hold, I'll go and swap those over for bolts. A couple of drill bits, some 25mm by 25mm RHS steel. I think that was around about a 2mm thickness, and just a couple of caps. So the RHS, 20 bucks, $1 for the two of those, $7 for some screws, which probably already had around the shed. I've got some washers as well to spread that load out. Now originally I did buy these washers thinking I was going to do that. That's what I've seen other people do, but I've seen them use bolts and go through the steel, come out the other side. I want to avoid probably scratching the bumper if I can, so I think we'll go with that. So I was back down at Bunnings grabbing the other U-bolt because the original one I got didn't fit. I grabbed a strip, just a 1 metre strip of aluminium, and what I'm thinking I'm going to do is just cut that in half, and then I'm going to use that to attach on the other side of the rubber, and it screw through this, the rubber, and then into the steel. That's going to apply a nice even amount of pressure all the way along. We'll probably put 5 or 6 screws in across the length of each of the rubbers. What I've done, I just went out and measured it. I wanted 170 wide. Which is going to sit it just proud of the back of the bumper but cover the wheels. We're going to cut some of this steel down. We're going to get that RHS down to 170, and then we're going to cut this in half, and then we'll start having a look at the rubber and seeing what we're going to do with that. Okay, so there's our 170 there. So we've given it a quick hit of clear coat where we've cut it, and we'll just pop those end caps in, so it'll give us a nice finish on the end there. We need to cut this aluminium in half length. File a couple of quick edges just to take any sharpness off. Yes. Now they look about right.
Yeah, could go that way a little bit.
Tried it before, and it looked like it was going to be right. I've got a exhaust is still. It's a pity that exhaust pipe wasn't a bit longer.
So the exhaust pipe's blowing down anyway.
Looks alright without a dog in the way, doesn't it, bud? It's going to be the tongue that'll be in there for when I'm towing, which is when I want this on. And that's a lot longer than this.
You're not going to leave it on all the time?
No. It's only going in when I'm towing the Caravan. I'll set out a lot further. From the back of the car. And shouldn't have too much of an issue with that exhaust.
That might like too much of a sharp edge there.
Well, the way I figured it, when I measured it, I didn't go any wider than the back of the car.
Yeah.
So from the line of the car, because if I didn't go out that far, it wasn't going to protect
the wheel.
The stones coming from the wheels. It had to be sort of that width to give the Caravan any protection. Unfortunately, after about 600 k's, this is what the mud flaps look like. They started tearing off either side, as you can see, and then they've just continued to tear. So this rubber is not thick enough. we'll get some heavier duty stuff and fix that up. So this is the, I guess, the thickness of the rubber we had before, and that's what didn't work, unfortunately. So I went out, made the whole video, was ready to go, and took it away for a test drive. Went away to Dubbo, so several hundred k's. Unfortunately, it didn't take long for this thickness just to start to shred itself. And piece by piece, I come back, and unfortunately, this was roughly what I was left with. You can see it just started to shred, pulled apart. On the other side did exactly the same. So as you can imagine, we need to get something. So as you can imagine, we need to get something a bit tougher than that. Sourced a roll of this stuff here, which I think is probably about twice the thickness of the original stuff that we used. So in theory, I can feel this is a lot stiffer. This is similar to mud flap thickness. So all I need to do is really cut it up, put it under the same mounts that we had before. We're pretty straightforward. Everything's already made up. Literally just need to undo the screws that we had in the original one and screw it back in. It'll be that easy. And hopefully this one won't break. I don't know if I've got anything better to
cut it with.
Not helping, dog. Not helping, dog. No. Has to get you to move. One there.
Put the end ones in first and the others will automatically line up.
No, I think I've gone asked about here, Father. I think I've gone like that. Alright. What have I done here? Okay.
That's the hole there you use it.
Put our tow hitch in. Drops on like that.
Nowhere near it.
Why? It's not far enough out.
No. Nearly a full wheel there.
So they're not quite going to cover those tyres, are they?
No. What you doing here? That tells me it's a bit of rubbish in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me.
What are you doing? Talking to me, dog. Straight enough from over there?
Back this way. That's about it there.
Make sure I've got the same amount. Got a U-box sticking out either side. That should be low enough to stop anything coming up and getting the Caravan up.
Yeah.
Wide enough to cover those two tyres without sticking out as well. Because I had to be aware that I couldn't go out any further than the side of the car. So it's still within the line of the car and should stop any rocks coming up. There's a bit of room underneath, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. And this side, I'm okay with that. I'd like them to be a little bit longer, but I think that'll do farther. Just to make sure they don't shred themselves like the other ones. Screw needs to go in a bit further. Still plenty of room for my Anderson plug there. So I've got the second battery in the back here. The top one's just off that. So if I want to run anything off that top the second battery in the car here, and the bottom one's run straight from the alternator. Wondering whether I'll be better off spinning that around, you know.
Right.
Well, I'm thinking when the wind comes under here, it's pulling them out like this, right?
Yeah.
And it's putting all this pressure here,
Yeah.
trying to pull them off. And if I have it the other way around, it's going to be pushing them under like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be trying to pull them off these screws, it'll just be... So when I'm travelling along, right, the wind's going to be coming underneath the car and pushing them, and it's going to be trying to lift them up and tear them away from these bolts. Where if I turn the whole thing around, so the flaps are on the inside here.
You got this whole chain from here down to about here on the inside.
Yeah, so it doesn't pull them up like that.
It won't blow out that much.
If it rips them, old buddy,
No, it won't blow it out that much.
do them again. Like I said, all I need is a couple of little reflectors now in the corner,
Yeah.
and we're good. They're actually about the same height as the mud flaps are on there already.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's it for the back of the Pajero, our rock tamers, whatever you want to call them. They're done. I'd still like them to be a little bit longer, but I'm pretty confident at this stage with that length that we've got that they are going to protect the Caravan where I'm getting the hits up the top, and anything lower I've got that guard across the front of the Caravan and there's no concerns there, so pretty happy with those. I am going to source some more material. I'm going to actually get some truck mud flaps and I'm going to try those. I'll give you an update when I've got that done, but for now we are done. Heading away camping next weekend, heading to Blue Mountains the weekend after for a bit of forward driving. We'll take you along for the adventure. Thank you. Keep going, buddy. Thanks very much for stopping by. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.